Hey everybody, welcome to SketchUp Live. It is Friday, it is SketchUp Live day. I'm here, Aaron's here, you're here. Welcome.
What more could you ask for?
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need is being
We
indoors. Being indoors.
Oh man.
Because it's there's a lot of people already in the chat talking about cold, storms, things of this nature. So I'm happy to be indoors on SketchUp Live today.
Yeah, me too. It's definitely not t-shirt weather outside. Where I'm at, it's currently 16 degrees, which is pretty close to the high. And that is Fahrenheit. That is not Celsius. So
yeah, Celsius,
I don't know what that
could be. That could be a nice t-shirt weather.
Yeah, I think so, or not. I don't know. It's either hotter or colder or the same. I don't really know.
Yeah, Celsius, Kelvin. I don't even know.
It's below freezing. There, that's how we. Yeah. Anyhow,
water's frozen. But yeah, no, we're not, and we're gonna heat up the stream today with lots of fun SketchUp tips by Aaron, and I'm gonna be here to talk to you guys in the chat. So what a fun show we have planned for you today.
It's going to be good. We had actually Donovan on our team is the one I think who threw this idea out originally, which was, could you model a cartoon set, basically? And yes, is the answer to that. I wanted to take it a little bit further. I want to take the Simpsons living room, because Simpsons is still one of my absolute favorite shows of all times. I probably quote it more than anything else in the world, and not just because I say woohoo and dope all the time, but it is just iconic. It's great, but I want to see if we can make like a real living room out of it, inspired by the look and feel of it. So the actual, that where there's furniture, we'll find real furniture or model furniture, but still be inspired by, we probably won't do bright pink on the walls, but maybe we'll do like just a shade of pink that looks nice on the interior. So I want to see how close to a real room we could get to following the inspiration of the Simpsons house. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good time.
I like it. We need more people like designing their homes around cartoons or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
It's like, my office is like or just any pop culture.
Yeah.
I took the the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and then made it into my desk.
That would be, I would come over and co-work from your place.
There's extra chairs, so you're always welcome.
Seats 4. Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be fun. But hey, how are you guys doing? Where's everybody watching from? I know -3 Celsius. which is
Some quick
88 in
calculations.
Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
No,
I see the
no, that's not
wheel
right.
spinning, and I'm like, do you really know the transformation?
No, I was lying.
Translation.
But
yeah, that's what computers
yeah.
are for, tell you the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit. But
That's right. Yeah. Computers do the thinking. We'll figure out what we're for once the computers are done. Ask the computers.
Yeah.
You know all those things. What am I good for?
Yeah. What can I do for you? What can I do for you, sir? Yeah. But yeah, if you like this idea for a live model, let us know other shows or other things you would like to see modeled, certainly, in the style of, or really any ideas at all.
Yeah.
We're always open to any feedback and any different ideas. We have a long list of topics and things that we cover on these streams. If it's your first time watching, we usually do a project from scratch, but we are open to all kinds of stuff on this live stream. So it's loose, but there's a lot of good tips, a lot of good fun to be had. So I'm psyched for today's show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I want to say, somebody mentioned, I think it was Johnny 5 throughout, half joking, that in 2 hours he expects the whole house to get modeled. I have actually modeled the exterior of the Simpson house in like realistic dimensions, like 3-foot exterior door, 9-foot ceilings, a real garage door width. I have done that before, and it's not very impressive. It's really a pretty boxy. I mean, it's a 2-story rectangle with a little rectangle for garage coming out. That's about it. So
that's a 10-minute video, not a 2-hour stream.
It really was. Maybe if we get into details in between the two, but it's not an impressive structure to model. It's not like doing the Taipei 101 or the Nakatomi Plaza or something like that. So those were definitely a little more involved.
More visually interesting, perhaps.
That's right. Yeah. All right, we are 5 minutes in. Let's start doing stuff. Let's click.
Absolutely.
All right. We're gonna hop in here. I downloaded a bunch of reference images, a bunch being exactly 5. So I'm going to import some of these, and I'm just going to chuck them on the floor so we can look at them. So I'm going to start with number 1. All right, so you've all probably seen this before. This is the back wall. This is actually the intro wall. This is where all the Simpsons come in and sit down in front of the TV. Pretty simple. Got a little standing lamp over here, picture in back, an archway that goes into the kitchen, side table, unique looking couch. Pretty simple. So I'm going to keep importing. I'm going to go import my next one, which I called 2. All right, so this one goes this way. So this is as we're kind of panning around to this side. You can see that there's that same arch, and then the next door. This goes out to the exterior with a window. There's a little entertainment system over here.
That's the back door, right?
Yeah, that's the back door. It goes out to the backyard. What do I got next?
So The Simpsons is still on. When's the last time? Okay, let's have a competition in the chat. Who's been watching The Simpsons for the longest?
Because
it must have started like late 80s, right?
Well, it's on its 32nd season right now. Is that right?
Oh, 32nd?
32? I don't remember. Somebody will have to check, but I think it's something like that. But
we need live fact checking. This is like a political debate. We need live fact checkers in the chat. So
all right, so this one's over here. Since you're looking around.
Oh, so are you planning to do the whole room, not just the kind of the little?
I'm gonna do the room. I'm gonna do. Okay. I think I have enough time to do the room. Mm-hmm. I will probably do a little bit of importing. I don't know that we'll find a couch that looks like this, but maybe find something similar that we can cut into this shape or something like that. Mm. But yeah, most of it's pretty simple. So even if we try to make it realistic, it's still not going to be too time consuming. I want to try to use 3D Warehouse where I can. I don't know if we'll find a standing lamp like this, but if we find something similar we can modify, that would be kind of cool. All right, last one I have, and this was a stylistic choice. I don't know if you guys have noticed or watched recently, but the original Simpsons television was a tube TV. Younger
Cathode
people
ray tube.
don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have, in the last several decades, upgraded to a flat screen TV like this.
Fancy.
And because you can see it in all these images, right? But I don't like it. I decided to, for this particular model, pull rank, and we're gonna throw this thing in there. I love it. It's just, I know it's old, and actually, as I was looking through here,
on it too, yeah.
there have been a series of changes in the Simpsons house in different rooms and things. So the Simpsons house has been updated. Not a lot, but there have definitely been some changes. So, all right, so there we go. That's our reference imagery. That's what we're gonna build. All right, so first thing I want to figure out is how big is this thing? So this is a little bit clipped, but I can see here. So let's say I'm going to assume that this is a full size exterior door, right? So that's 3 feet. So if that is 3 feet, and this is the whole width of the room, I know I'm pulling real dimensions off of a 2D drawing, but bear with me. All right, I'm going to take that, slide it over here. And then this is just some marks I drew on there. There's no snapping, anything like that. This is just a JPEG image, so there's no like dimensionable things in there. But I'm gonna take that group, right click, and make it into that set of lines and make it into a group. I'm gonna come in there, and I'm gonna use my tape measure to go from here to here, and I'm gonna type 3 foot, enter. Whoops. I'll do that again. I'm going to hit my tape measure, and I am going to toggle off drawing guides. There we go. I'm going to say from here to here is 3 foot, enter. You want to resize the group? Yes. Okay, so now that should be a good estimate of how big that back wall should be. So if I go from here to here, what is that? All right, so that's about 12.5 feet, which is cool by me. I might come in here and make this a little more, let's scoot this and go here. I'm going to go 12.5 feet and say that's my first, that's the first side of my rectangular room. I scooted that up in a weird way. Let's put that, let's get you back on the ground, pal. There we go. And then as we look at this, so this coming over to here, again, I just pulled it off there. We'll call that 1.5 feet. So I'm gonna come here, go this way, 1.5 feet. And I'm just gonna, this is again, just for my own reference, I'm just gonna draw some lines on the ground. Okay, that's this back wall now. Now, when we look at this room, we can see, okay, if this is again a 3 foot arch, same thing. So if I say click here to here, and then from here to here, and then from here to, I don't have my corners cut off, but you can see just past this lamp is where that room ends. So I'm gonna say it's about, I don't know, there. And I'll do the same thing. There we go. I will triple click those edges, make that a group, and then we'll pull that out here. All right, come in here. And then this we had as 1.5 inches or 1.5 feet. And then this we had as 3 foot. Let's see if I measure the same points. I say that is 3 foot. Wow, that didn't hardly move at all. I didn't even pay attention to what it was. That's 3 foot. This should be around 1.5 feet, a little bit less. So we got about 1 foot there. And my overall length of the wall there is 21 1 3/16. Guess what I'm going to call that? We're going to say that's 22 feet. I'm going to go this way, 22 foot. I'm going to match this corner here. So I'm going to come this way 1.5 inches or 1.5 feet. Or I did inches. 1.5 feet. Not only do I not know how to convert cellulose to cellulose?
Yeah, that's right.
Celsius.
Cellulose sounds like a fantasy character.
It really does. I think that was he was in Tron. All right, there we go. So there's our door. So this right now, boom, is our living room. So again, that's just quick estimates. We're not working off of real photos or anything. We're working off a hand drawing, but that's going to be our living room. Sweet. So if we look around here, there's a couple things happening. One, at the top, we do have a little bit of a crown molding there. There is a trim at the bottom. In some images I've seen, oh no, I guess that trim does not go around this cased opening, but it does go around the door. It does have these beautifully dated Homer head-shaped round doors. So we'll get those in there. But we'll start with just this as a wall, or as a standard height. So I'm going to just say it's, we'll say it's like 8-foot one, which is just be a standard, regular old, run-of-the-mill, no frills, 8-foot tall walls. Pretty simple. I'm going to come in here real quick and say,
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is a standard 8'1"? What's the 1 inch for?
A standard piece of drywall is 8 feet. If the ceiling was at 8, you would get to right where the corner hits, and then it would hit, and you'd have to break the corner off to make it snap in there. So at 8'1", you have just enough space to pull that up like that. Okay. I mean, generally speaking, well, I don't want to get into it, but a lot of times we'll run horizontally, but then that's still 4 foot on top of 4 foot, and you need a little bit of slop there. So, plus, I'm going to tell you a secret that framers don't want you to know. Nothing's ever perfect when it's framed. The biggest problem that I see is because in America, we frame out of wood a lot. And depending on the moisture of the day, a piece of dried wood can still swell or contract. So having a little bit of that extra space in there to make stuff fit is important. So it's usually like 8'1" and 1/8 is a standard height based on a 92 and 5/8 inch stud, but we're talking too much. I'm going to go save this.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
Love the details.
Just some facts that are just camped out up here somewhere and just won't let go. Yeah, and nothing. Patrick O'Brien points out, and nothing's ever square. Square is a myth in the field. It's you even go by pieces of metal that are supposed to be perfectly square, and they'll be a little bit kinked as well. So yeah, squares pretend. All right, for these arches, there's another one too. If I look over on this wall, I have another one. Looks like it's maybe in the middle of this wall or something like that. So I'll put one over there too, but I want to get that half circle. So I'm just going to draw a line right across the middle like that. I'm put a circle from here to here. Erase that. And then we'll take this. Let's see, so if this is 8 feet, say that's 7 feet. So I'm going to come down like 12 inches from here. That's right there. I'm going to take that and just bring that up till I hit there. There we go. Looks good. Because this is the same dimension here, same dimension here, same dimension here, and same dimension here, I can actually take this and I can use rotate to rotate a copy of that arch over onto this wall, like that. And then what we'll do is I'll grab this one, I'll make a copy of that, and I'll put that right in the middle of this wall. And with that, if I get rid of these extra edges on here, we have, delete that and delete that. Oh, got some extra lines there. We'll get rid of that in a second. Kind of got an Adobe look with those rounded over doors like that.
Yeah.
Or Star Wars.
Yeah. Hey, the rounded look's coming back in, man. You said it was dated, but I'm like, hey, that's the look people want nowadays.
I guess so. All right. So what I was thinking to do is perhaps I will get the other two openings in. We'll get the window openings. Again, not that I'm not going to build out the whole frames or doors or anything yet. I'm just trying to get everything set so it's kind of in the right place. So we'll get this opening and this opening in. This looks like a bigger picture kind of window. It goes down pretty low to the ground right here. And then doesn't quite go up to the same header height. So it's a little bit lower. If this was a real window, we may actually want to push it up so they're about the same height, but I'll just give that about the same spot. This is a smaller window behind the TV. See, it doesn't go down quite as far. So we'll just get both those in there. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to kind of draw some lines to see about how big that could be. So a 5-foot window would fill up about that much. So that's probably what it is. We're going to say it's 5 foot. And then as far as height, it's definitely more rectangular. So maybe 3.5 feet tall. Let's see what 3.5. I'll take that across like this. That. So we're looking at that. Yeah, I would buy that. It's comparable. All right. So, and then I got to figure out where this is as far as height. It's kind of arbitrary right now. So let's put it like 1.5 feet off of the ceiling. So I'll put that right there. And then just because I like nice even dimensions, let's see. That's 1.4. This is, we should be able to actually just stick this right in the middle. I can do that by just putting it on the, moving that on the green axis to whatever the midpoint is here. There we go. All right. Then we have one more window right over here. Like I said, it's smaller. So it sits up a little, actually it should be right here. Yeah. So it sits up higher. But it looks like it's a very similar aspect ratio. It's a wider kind of a rectangular shape. So I'll come over here and I'll say this is something like, well, let's see if it's smaller, come down 1.6 foot again. And then maybe it's 4 foot by 2.5 feet. Something like that.
I think the first vertical.
That does not look right.
Yeah.
Let's try that again. 2.5. 2.5 feet. There we go. Nice. And we're just a bit off there. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. There we go. All right. And then I'll put that. I'm going to start with that in the middle. As we start putting furniture and stuff in, we find that's a little bit off. Then, man, I was pretty close. All right. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And I'm going to take that. Actually, I'm going to add some depth to those walls. And then that's going to be my primary group. I'm going to group that all together as my walls. From there, we'll go in and we'll add trim and all that kind of stuff. We'll flesh out the rest of the space, and then we'll start adding things in. So I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to pull that out 4 inches. Pull that out 4 inches, which I could also do with a double click and a double click. And then we'll get the corners to overlap. Whoops, this way. Come this way. Come this way and come this way.
I have kind of a workflow question for you.
Yes.
So you said this is going to be like your primary wall group. When you normally work on like an architectural model, are you keeping like all your walls as loose geometry in one group, or do you sometimes have like separate groups for separate wall sections? And when do you make that distinction on how you group different walls?
That's the perfect question. That's why Matt is the co-host to the stars. That was self promoting there to call the guy that he works with a star. But no, that's a great question. It really, like so much of SketchUp, depends on what you're trying to do with the model. So if my goal was to if I knew these dimensions were perfect and I was doing like an interior design model, I'm going to go put some furniture in, like that kind of thing, I would probably just group it all together just like this and then put it in a group and be done with it. If my end goal is to actually build these walls, so I need to frame them and then I need to sheathe them, that kind of thing, then I'd probably break each one out into its own group that I could then go into and put framing and that kind of stuff. So it really depends on why you're modeling. Like, we talk about this all the time, right? When we talk about level of detail, we talk about, what you should and shouldn't be modeling. Same goes for this kind of thing when you group stuff together. In this case, I don't really, based on what I'm modeling this for, I don't have a reason for these to be separate pieces. So I'm going to grab all of them and just make them one group. And that's going to be kind of my shoebox container for the rest of the room. But yeah. I love when there's a great question. My answer is, well, it depends. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing it this way now.
Cause that's why. All right, let's get the. So I want to put. We'll start with. I want to put the trim and the molding on. So if you look here, it's kind of funny. I enjoyed looking at some of these things because when you compare the Simpsons house to a lot of other cartoons and stuff, there's some decent detail, right? We got a couple of books here in the end table. They're leaned over instead of straight up and down. Got some old school electronics sitting up over here. The speaker with the cover off is one of my favorite like little things. The other thing is there's like little bits of detail that's actually in the model where I have like, there's a trim around the door and it comes just a little bit further than the trim on the wall, which is what happens a lot of times your door trim is a thicker piece of material than your baseboard. So it's just kind of cool to see those kinds of details come out. Like somebody was paying attention a little bit. Granted, there's also kind of a lack of detail. I'm assuming, we should see this more like a 45-degree angle where this comes in, but it's a cartoon. So, but that's fun. It's just kind of cool. So we're going to do trim a couple different ways here. I'm going to come into the group. I'm going to grab, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to grab this piece, and I'm going to make a group of it. I'm going to go into that group, and I'm going to offset it by my trim width. And let's say this is like 3 inches. Actually, it looks more like 4 inches. So it's a decent size trim. So there we go. So that, now I can come in here. Let's do this. Let's go to View, Component Edit, Hide Rest of Model. So we want to cut that off like here. And then there we go. Get rid of all that. And then I'll take that and we'll put, like I said, I want it to be a little bit bigger. So we'll do like a, that didn't come out. 0.5 trim. And there we go. There's our door trim. That got a little tessellated. I don't know if that's the right word, but unsmoothed. All right. That's pretty easy. Now here's what I'm going to do for the baseboard. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to draw like a 3-inch tall baseboard. We're going to come over 5/16. What happened? What did I do? That's right again. It's a 1/2 inch, so I'm going to put 5/16 and drop that back down. We're just going to have a simple rectangular baseboard. So right now, I want to try to keep it separate. In general, the baseboard's going to be a separate piece than whatever the wall sheathing is or the wall component or the wall framing or whatever. So I want to keep it by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this rectangle right here, right click, and I'm going to make it a group. Then I'm going to copy it. Option, I'm going to copy that over to the other side of that trim right there. All right. And then I'm going to copy it. Yep, I need to copy it one more time. So I'm going to copy it from here. I'm going to option copy it and put a copy right here. And I'll show you why I'm doing that. So it's a group, so I can't actually do a follow me with it, But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, I want to make this first one, the one that's in this corner right here. I want that to go along this wall, then this wall, and then here. I want it to go die off into the kitchen. So I'm going to take those three. I'm going to say, follow me. But if I come and click this face, I can't click this face because it's in a group. But what I can do is I can right click on the group. I can say, where'd it go? Edit group, and then click the face, and it will follow that path. So there we go. Because it was still in the group, that face is the whole thing is put inside there. You will see it went through. It went through because the edge I picked, this edge, goes all the way back to here. So if I wanted to fix that, I'd come in here, I'd give this a little push back like that, then go to view, show the rest of my model, and then I can pull it out just where it hits that face. All right, so there we go. We got one piece of trim. Let's do the next one. This is going to go from here to here to here. Trim's kind of funny because it's this little teeny thing, not a lot of detail or anything. A lot of times it's simple. Even if you have something fancy, the process to do this is the same for rectangles. It would be with a, some coving or whatever in there. But it can be not difficult, but time consuming to do this. Primarily because you got to cut it off at every door. But if you were actually doing this to the point where you need like a takeoff of those pieces, you'd be modeling every piece separately or something like that anyhow. So I guess it's not that bad. All right, one last piece. Go from here to here to here to, oh boy, here. Wait, yeah, wait. Take that, same thing. We're going to follow me. I'm going to right click, edit group, click that. And there we go.
Very nice.
Now we have, and so it's intentionally embedded too, right? So I have in here, I have all my wall geometry, which is loose inside here. And then separate from that, I have my trim pieces sitting on top inside the same group. For me, this makes a lot of sense because I'm gonna come in here. I still need to use things for like, I got to figure out my door. I got to draw my crown molding. So I still have stuff I have to do with this loose geometry. But these pieces, I can't figure out any reason that I would want to keep them loose at this point. So the fact that they're all tied in really works pretty well for me. So there you go.
We did have one question I wonder if you could talk about.
Sure.
On YouTube, the question is, if you have a good clean image, why not build directly off it? I think they're talking about the reference images, and why don't you just like kind of trace over the image if you have the image?
Sure. So there are certain images that I would say, yeah, you should go for it and try that. So if you have a good, properly taken, like 3/4 image taken with good vanishing points, you can use Match Photo to figure out where the axes are in that photo with the vanishing points and that kind of thing. And then you can model in 3D on top of that image. That works. If you want to model an image or like on top of a 2D image, I wouldn't ever recommend doing that off of a photo because photos in general distort somewhat. And it's very infrequent that because, and Matt'll check me on this, but because the way a camera works, we have this rounded lens, right? So when something in the middle, a foot's like this, but once you get further out, depending on the lens size, 1 foot gets bigger in the final image. So it's just because it kind of stretches, especially if you're doing like a fisheye or something like that.
Yeah, if you have a phone camera, those are pretty like, short focal length. So yeah, there's a lot of distortion.
So if you have a really well-drafted 2D drawing, then you could do that if assuming everything is scale and everything on it is perfect. Again, this is a hand-drawn 2-dimensional image. Actually, some of these might actually be from 3D models. Simpsons does a lot of 3D modeling and animation for things like backgrounds and vehicles and stuff. So it is possible. But I mean, you can tell just looking at this picture versus this picture. This archway is obviously changing sizes. The phone is drastically different. So yeah, those are the kind of reasons you wouldn't necessarily want to work off of a picture, but.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess in this case, there's different details in different images. Like there's different
True.
You know, the one window is not in all the other images. So yeah, but yeah, no, totally agree with that. But if you have like a plan or something that's, you know, to scale, you can more trace right on top of that, and that would make sense, give you a good result.
Yes. All right. So like I said, I'm going to put some 45-degree crown molding on this because I know with this it looks flat, but like I said, I think that's
creative license.
Just what happens. Yeah, exactly. Creative license. So I want to kind of do sort of a, I'm just going to offset this in like 1/4 inch, something like that. I have no idea what I'm drawing right now. I'm going to make up a shape that I think would be a fairly simple shape and could be what they're going for here. Put a circle right here, come out to here, grab that down to here, grab that, put that up to here.
I've noticed in a few of your videos recently, when you have to do like a semicircle, you're drawing a lot of circles and then deleting half of it.
I am.
Is that, do you feel like that's like a common part of your modeling process?
Well, here's the thing. There's a couple reasons I do that. For me, it's quicker than grabbing an arc, putting the 2 pieces in, and then coming out till it snaps to half circle and clicking. Especially with that, where I had a point to click to, and I was able to just go click, click, and then I had half a circle. It's faster. The other reason is I will sometimes change the number of edges that are in my circle based on what the model's being made for. So it's real fine detail. I'll go to like 48 sides or 96 sides. If it's just general like this, I'll use 24. If it's really small where you're not going to see it, then I'll drop down to like 12 or even 8 sides. And when you put an arc in, arc has a different default value for sides than the circle does. So if I draw one circle at 48 sides, the next circle I draw is going to be at 48 sides also, and so on until I change it. But if I come in with an arc, it's still going to draw it at 12 sides because that's the default for the arc. So I have to remember to go in then and bump up an arc so that it matches the same number of sides as my circle. By doing it this way, I'm assured that the amount of sides on a half circle is exactly half as what I've been using on all the regular circles. So
makes sense.
That was a long,
easy way
long answer to your question there.
I know. I like it though. Yeah, it's good to get the peek into the psyche of
that's right.
You know, the SketchUp guy. So,
all right, I'm going to take that group. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to grab these 4 sides. I want to point out why I'm doing something I'm doing. So this is in the middle here. I didn't put it in the corner because when this gets pulled around this path, this should be the normal profile of this very simple crown molding. If I did it, excuse me, at an angle here, as soon as it goes around that corner, it's going to get distorted and changed sides. So you always want your piece that you're following me to be perpendicular to the path when you first start it. Otherwise, you're going to have and sometimes it doesn't matter. You know, like you're drawing a rope or something like that, and it's not perfectly circular. It's like a squished oval type shape. It doesn't make a difference. But in something like this, I do want it to be square. So I'm going to take that, follow me, same thing, right click, edit group, click right here. And there we go. I got my crown molding around the top. You can see what I was going for there. Just a real simple shape. It's kind of a little bit of a relief there, which I think kind of matches the spirit of this right here.
Yeah.
All right. That's right. That's all. I was just looking to sell it to Matt. That's all. All right. Last couple things. I don't want to spend a ton of time on these windows, but I want them to look real-ish. So you can see here I have a slider. This one's horizontal, this one's vertical. So I'm going to do this really quick. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do this on the outside and then copy it into the group. But here I'm going to come across Here's where the middle is. So I'm going to go just past that by like an inch. And then we'll come up, around, whoop, back down. All right, and I'll take that and I'll offset it what looks nice. Yeah, 1.5 inches, 1.5. I will take this piece out here and I'll push that to like 1 inch. I'll take this one here, put it to like 0.5 inch. There we go. And then I'm going to color this piece with a glass material and not color this piece. And I'll show you why. So I'm going to come in here. Let's go grab our glass. G for glass. There we go. Put a nice, that's almost too clear. Ooh, reinforced. Springfield's not a nice place. All right, guess that works. Okay, so I'm going to close. I'm going to make that into a group. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to copy it from here to here. Let's slide this one down until it hits there. So you can see there's my overlap of my two windows. And then we'll take that and I'm going to scoot it back out a little bit. And I could actually get that right at the center, because if I grab the inside of this and try to make that to the middle, there we go. All right, so that gives me my sliders. And now if I come in here, do the same thing I did on the door. There's the rectangle, grab that, make it a group, go into that group, offset that by whatever that, my window, actually, hold up. Let me take a look at this window real quick. Because it looks like it has, actually, those might just be the windows. Okay, I saw this thing across the top and thought there was a frame, but it doesn't look that way, actually. So I'm not going to do anything else until we get to our, yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm just going to stick it here. It doesn't really matter where it is right now because I'm going to move it around a lot. I'm going to like that. I'm going to put that at the middle. And I'm going to come in here, grab all of this side, slide it over to here. I'm going to grab all the top. I can't see it. It's hidden in here, but I know I can still select it. So by doing a group select like that, I get that. I'm going to take that, slide that down to the middle point, wherever the midpoint is. There we go. And then same thing, I'm going to slide it up one. And then I can take that right there, copy that right there, and then just slide it back down. There we go. So now I have my overlapping. It is a little weird that this is a vertical on such a wider window like that, but where's my picture? But that is exactly what it is. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to take those pieces. And again, this doesn't replace, if you want to put a detailed fabricated window, I would suggest going to 3D Warehouse and looking up different fabricators and grabbing doors or windows from Anderson or Keller or whoever and put those in. In this case, this is just enough to get the type of window across. I'm going to cut that, go into my wall group and paste in place. All right. So we're doing good. This is wonderful. We got an extra line here. Oh, one less. I'm a door. I'm going to make a quick door right here. Same thing I did before. I'm going to come to the outside here because there's not trim on here. I'm going to double click that, make it into a group. And let's do this. So I'm going to grab a circle, use the same inference to the center point of that same spot we used for the arc, pull this across 8 inches. That's good, except I did that on the outside of the group. So I should come in here, place that where it was. That's what paste in place is such a good thing for Anybody who's ever not done something perfect. It's not you guys, but for me, it's great. All right, we'll pull that in like something like that. And then you see there's no trim around this hole, but there is 3 bars. And based on there no lines from either of these edges, I'm assuming they're circular. So what we will do, what did I make this? I made that a 2-inch door, so I'm going to make a 1-inch circle on the ground. I'm going to, my key logger's getting in the way of my drawings. Go like that. And then this is 8 inches wide. Yeah. So I'm going to take, no, I mean, it's 16 inches wide, excuse me. So I'm going to take this option, we'll go over like 5 inches, 2x. I'm going to grab all of this as a group. I'm going to triple click all this, make this a group. I'm going to grab it by the front of this. Whoops, grab the wrong thing. Let's grab this group. We'll grab it by that point right there. Come up here, we'll line it with the middle here. And then we'll push it in 1.5, which is halfway through the door plus half of the rods. And that looks pretty good. So what we'll do now is we have 2 solid groups. Solid group, solid group. So we can select both of them, and we'll just go to Tools, and we will outer shell that thing. All right, now we have a door. We'll come back to the doorknob once we start pillaging 3D Warehouse. All right, so I think that's our geometry for the room. I am trying to decide what to do next. I mean, really, the next couple things we have to do is we have to start getting some of this stuff in here. Like I said, I would really love to go into 3D Warehouse and grab as much stuff as possible and actually bring it in and manipulate real world designs, real world things to make them fit in this room. So I'm kind of thinking the next thing I might do is add materials to what's here. I'm going to do a couple things to do that. I should probably save, of course. Even though I don't have that save.
It's in your head.
It's in our hearts. It plays. It plays in my head all the time. And sometimes I'm like, I'm on Google Docs save. There is no save button. It's already done. It's automatic. It's the cloud. But it still keeps rolling over in my head. Now I forgot what I was doing.
Materials.
Oh, yes. So I'm going to go to View, change my face style to Photo Real Materials. It's on. Then I'm going to come over here, and we are going to go to our environments. We're going to find a nice sunny outdoor Springfield looking. Actually, Springfield's like historically pretty smoggy. So maybe we'll go with this cloudy day. That's like Irish or something. Irish?
Irish and Celsius. What did you say before?
Celsius?
Celsius?
Celsius. Celsius, of course. There we go.
Excelsius.
That looks better. As usual, I do like getting the light, the sun coming in, but I don't really want to use that sky dome so much. So we'll just use that. All right, perfect. Now, let's color some things. So let's start with the floor. So the floor is this beautiful green, no doubt shag carpet. So let's find a real world alternative to that. So we're gonna come in here. We're gonna go look at, let's see, what would that be under flooring, right? Do we have a flooring? I forget. Ground? That's not it. Fabric? Maybe, is that this? That's not it. Somebody knitted a carpet there for me. All right. None of this is shaggy looking. So what we might have to do, I'm trying to remember. I definitely know my spots I go into in materials, and apparently flooring's not one of them. So let's go check 3D Warehouse, since that's one of the things we're going to do with this. We'll hop over. I'm going to scoot my colors on my other monitor real quick and close this. And let's look through here. Where might we find carpet? Plastic, roofing, solid colors, patterns, fabric. I'm guessing it's going to be part of fabric. Let's check fabric. All right, we got wallpaper, leather, fabric, denim,
Carpet.
Here we go.
Grass carpet?
Well, I guess we have Minecraft carpet here and football carpet. I'm really looking at because I'm going to change the color, what I try to do here is just look more at the texture. And this is inadvertently the one kind of close to it, but I like the combination of lights and dark textures in that. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to download that. And when I download it, it puts it right in my bucket so I can just click and place it.
Pretty close.
Might just let that slide for now. So we're just going to leave that just like that. All right. So we got our floors in. Now we got to do our walls. And the walls and trim are all painted the same, which I think in a storytelling way, what that's saying is that this place has been painted repeatedly and it got the rental paint, which is just paint the whole thing, outlets, light switch covers, whatever. There's probably a light switch right here. You just can't see it because it's been painted over so many times.
So many coats.
But maybe we'll try that and see. Maybe we need to come up with just slightly make it an accent color to make it stand out a little bit. I don't think this color pink is this is a little much. We actually get lighter as we come down here. So this isn't actually too bad as a real color. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I will come in with my colors and if I go grab a plaster, that's pretty good. That's the first one looks pretty close to like a textured drywall. And then what we can do is we can grab that material from home, double click, and then we can use this to say, okay, let's give it a little bit of a pinky hue. I want to stay pretty light still, but definitely lean more towards the reddish pinkish color. Oh, I think this is going to be offensive no matter what we do, but that's not too bad. Okay, so let's grab that and just swing around here and get the rest of the walls real quick. All right. Oh, we have to do the inside of the windowsills too. So this is a spot where if I had, actually, I did this. I'm going to undo a bunch of times and do it better. Command Z, 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 and Z. So what I should do instead is hit the modifier key to paint all the connected edges, and then that just gets everything that was white and puts that material on there. It did do the outside too, but I don't really care. If I really wanted that to stay white on the outside, then it's pretty quick to just hit those four sides and the top. All right, that doesn't look totally unreasonable.
You'd want to live in a room like this?
No, I wouldn't. All right, I'm gonna try to lighten it up a little bit more. Okay, so we're just gonna come here. I'm just gonna use the slider and just come a little bit lighter. All right, better. It's still the Simpsons, but it's okay.
Bill was asking if you could eyedropper the color off the picture.
I could, but I won't get any texture, and that's I do want to kind of get like a realistic knockdown, textured kind of look.
But I mean, like, can you like the eyedropper in the bottom
from
left?
here?
The bottom left of the material panel, that eyedropper.
Yes,
it works. Did we want to do it like that though?
Whoa, that's something. Let's see if we lighten it up as much as we can. That's even worse. Okay, but we'll go from that. We'll use that as our base, right? We'll take that, and I'm just going to slide this guy in towards the white until we have less offensive. All right, it's not terrible. I mean, again, I was talking about Adobe earlier, and I got to say that I have seen some kind of New Mexico looking houses that have this kind of finish.
Sure.
All right. Sure. Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to do something here because I want to have separate control over my trim than I have over my walls. I'm going to take this material, which is on the walls right now, and I am going to duplicate it. And I'm just going to call this trim color. Now I'm going to grab this color, and I'm going to put that on here. On here, I am coloring the outside of the component. I am aware, and that I'm okay with it for this particular use. And we can talk about that more if we need to. But all right, so there we go. That is all the same. But because I made that a separate material, what I can do is I can double click on there, and I could come in and edit this material separately. So if I wanted to make it slightly lighter or green or whatever I wanted, I would make it green. But I could actually play in this point with how would it look if we just had like an off-white instead of that wall color. So that's not bad. That's not terrible. It's not good, but it's we're limited by the source material. All right. I'm gonna leave that for now. Like I said, because I have that though, I could always come back later on and I could change that color separate from the wall. So I just have a slider now to make those changes, which is a nice option to have, because then I can go in and control that separately. Let's do the doors and the windows real quick. With the door, I'm thinking I want to make this like wood colored, or well, we can still make it kind of this, I don't know, desert cranberry. But what if we put like a wood texture on it first? So let's do that. Let's come in here. I'm going to grab everything. Oops, it's 2 groups deep. I'm going to explode 1 group out because I did that solid merge. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to come in here. We're going to grab wood. And unfortunately, most of the wood we have in here is like laminate. I don't have a good solid, like big slab of wood other than plywood, but well, that's not terrible. Let me see what happens if I take that texture, position it, rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, I don't hate that. All right, but now we're going to come back here. We're going to color it. So I'm going to take the difference that is where I'm at is if I'm in here, these are the materials that are in my library. When I hit the little home button, now these are the materials that are in my job. So I'm going to take this material specifically, and that's the one I want to change the color of. So I'm just going to try to go towards a dark reddish, something like that. I'll go a little bit darker even. Yeah. I'm okay with that. All right, the final bit is these purple windows. I'm just going to go
around that.
I'm just going to grab a nice, oh, that's so hard. That is so difficult to look at. Yeah, I really don't know. Whoops. I forgot to go into the model. Mm. Yeah, I don't know how. And because, so something that's happening here, I'm picking the outside of the component. So everything that's on the inside that is set to the default material turns to that color. Everything that's not, i.e. my glass, saves the color that's applied to the specific base. So that's why I did it that way. I put that initial color in there so that would happen. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. I mean,
sounds like you need some more color in your life, man. You shouldn't be so against, purple.
We'll roll with it. We will roll with it. Yeah. So let's go. Let's get some. Let's start shopping the 3D warehouse. So I'm gonna look around this room. A couple things I want to get. I get a nice doorknob, some drapes here with a bar across the top that we can use on these 2 windows. A couch. I have a feeling with the rug. We'll look and see if there's any rugs. We probably end up modeling this rug. Same thing over here. I'm guessing we'll probably just end up modeling this little hutch thing, but see if we can find a nice side table and lamp, and then of course our big box TV. So let's hop in. I feel like we want to start with the couch, right? It's the centerpiece of the family room. So let's do that. You know what? I got to hold on. I had to come back here for a second. I grabbed this purple, and it's just too harsh. It is just too much. So I'm going to dial it back just a little bit and do more something like, whoops. Oh.
Had to be done. Had to be
That's
done.
too pink. A little more blue. Just a touch more. All right, that's less than this. Okay. I'll let that go. Okay, sorry. Apologize. Thank you for giving me that moment. Not the other choice. Let's go find a sofa that looks like this. So I don't know if this is going to work, but let's try dropping an image in.
Oh yeah, little image search.
That's right. We'll do some image searching. I'm going to crop out just this portion right here. I'm just doing a screenshot right off the SketchUp screen. So nothing fancy here. That's going to go to my desktop. So then if I go back to 3D Warehouse, I can come here and I can, let me find it somewhere. Here we go. Drag that in. I'm just going to drop it. Oop, okay, this button first. Here we go. Here's the picture of that couch. Drop it in here. Let's see what it comes up with.
Couches.
Couches. All right. So some identifiable things. This nice rounded over is three cushions, rounded over arms, rounded over back. I don't know that we're going to find something with a round back like that. That's kind of an odd detail, but I bet we could find the rest of it. Ooh, this is not far.
Pretty close.
It's also not very terribly realistic, but that's what we got to figure out what we want here. Do we want realism? I also don't want 200,000 faces in the couch either, even if it is the star of the room. Well, yeah, I gotta say I'm not in love with any of this. None of this like jumped out and screamed, "I'm perfect" at me.
I suppose you could try, if you have the image, you could try SketchUp AI Assistant as well to generate the object, if you wanted to.
Let me try for, let me just try
Simpsons couch.
Why not? We're here to experiment at this point. So, whoa, look at that!
Hey,
you got options, folks. Wow, that one actually looks pretty nice. So is that one? I mean,
what more can you ask for?
I feel like I have to. All right, we're gonna download it. We're gonna download it directly in the model. Like I always say, don't ever do this. All right, we're gonna drop this right.
Life on the wild
here.
side today.
That is right. That looks pretty good. The color's a little off. I definitely feel like it's a lighter tone than that. The buttons need to come down to the middle of the back. But other than that, I kind of like the look of this. So I'm going to come in here and explore this a little bit. All right, looks like it's all raw geometry. Once I come in here, the cushions are separate. Everything else is raw geometry. This is going to make it easier in this case to come in and mess up this a little bit. I'm going to go view. I'm going to see my hidden geometry. Oh, perfect. Look at that. So then I just want to grab this. I missed some of it. I want to grab this. Okay, this is going to distort a little bit, but
because those are touching that top line, you mean?
Because they touch. So it's going to pull this down, but I think I can fix it afterwards. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go straight down. Come down just a bit. Like that. All right, it turned out okay. So I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. It's got a little bit of a messiness inside of it, but it's not bad by any means. All right, so I'm just gonna cut that back out. And this does free this geometry from that top piece. So if I did want to move it some more, it would be pretty easy to do at this point.
Nice.
All right, then I'll grab this, apply that. All right, and that definitely looks, whoops, I grabbed extra geometry back here. It would appear. Oh, come on, man. you even ever heard of SketchUp before? All right, I'm gonna grab this, and not that, this, not that, this. Okay. And then I'll just move it vertically back up to, I can just use this opposite side as my reference. Cool, there we go, get rid of that. All right, that's how you make a modification, screw it up, and then fix your problem. But that looks, actually should go down even a little bit. Looks like it's just above the, well, let me turn off my, I feel like it still goes down a little bit. Easy enough, like I said, come in here again. It's like just that stuff. Make sure nothing is selected on the back. Slide that down vertically. All right, there we go. I'm gonna grab all this and re-soften it because I messed with some stuff by drawing those extra lines. Re-soften it. Some of that stuff did not go away. I wonder why that is. I don't know, but I'm just going to get rid of them. Then they won't be here, and I won't have to worry about why that happened. All right, so there we go. Like I said, I want to make it a little bit lighter. I feel like the actual Simpsons couch is kind of is more of a tan than a brown, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Yeah, see that color? So let's try. Let's go grab our color selector. We'll grab, I'm gonna go with this one, and then we'll come in here and paint everything is connected. Oh, shoot.
I guess it could be some of your like your shadow settings or your environment that's making it not look the same color too as the image, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But I think I feel like that's closer in color. That's much closer in color to the brown that was there before, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And let me get my buttons. Yeah, that's something to note. A lot of times people ask that, why I put a color on there and it looks different in this view versus this view or something like that. If you're in an environment, then there's a very good chance that you're seeing colored light affect it. So if I was to go to here, we'll just do a quick test. Go to View, Face Style, and swap back to Shaded with Textures. And we get a very different look than what we had. It looks like these are highlighted, our windows. We're gonna go to View and Face, back to Photoreal. So you can see the lighting changes, the textures change. So yeah, it looks a little different for sure. All right, but I like it. That's good. I'm gonna save that. Let's move on around the room. Let's see if we can find a little nightstand like that, or a little end table. So I'm gonna say end table with shelf. I should say shelf and drawer. Actually, we could try reverse image searching for this too. Let's see. What's a better image? Oh, there we go. That's probably it. All right, I'm gonna take another.
You don't want to try searching Simpsons end table?
I want to totally phone it in. I'm just going to search. I'm going to grab each of the 4 of these and we'll just hop in, and maybe this is popular enough that there's actually, I did see an IKEA, I don't know if it was an official IKEA thing or if somebody just did it as a fan thing, but I did see someone recreate the living room with IKEA furniture.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought was kind of fun. All right, so here's the end table. Let's see what it gets for that. All right,
yeah,
I'm gonna say we got pretty close. Look through a couple of the oh, that one looks nice. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
We're bringing in and ugly it up with some purple, but I think that's the closest one. It's kind of a little different, but it looks like a real thing rather than. No, it doesn't. It's just too dark to see.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind. Okay, well, let me look at this one. Gosh, that's
No
dark too. I
drawer.
can't hardly tell what's going on with these.
Yeah.
Let's view this in 3D and see what happens. That's missing a drawer.
Yeah.
There's a P on top. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, none of these are fantastic. Oh, you know what? This doesn't look too bad. Nope, that's very basic. I gotta stop saying things don't look good before I look at them. You don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm just also looking to see like what's here that I could modify to make it look more like that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look too bad. What is it? 225 polygons. I'm just gonna download this real quick and see what it looks like. Okay, I think I can make this work. All right, so if I take this, see how these are. This is loose geometry here down. So I'm gonna grab the feet, bring them up to there.
Mm-hmm.
That works. I'm gonna come in here. Close up the inside.
I have a question for the chat. We were talking on our planning meeting when we're planning the different videos that we're going to make for the channel, or that Aaron's going to make for the channel, to be honest.
Oh, well, that's a wee thing.
And we noodled with the idea of, I mean, we've done this in the past too, but of a whole stream dedicated to cleaning up 3D warehouse models. Is that something that you guys do commonly? Like, do you do that in your workflow a lot? Or is it something you would be interested to see? This kind of trying to find the right model and then, modifying it to fit what you're going for, to perhaps draw some tips for your own workflows. Is that something that would be that you would be down for? Let us know in the chat, certainly.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I find myself doing, is kind of trying to get part of the way there with existing models, and then tweaking it for what you're going for.
So I'm realizing the problem that I hit here. I'm going to back this up real quick. Back this truck up. So I thought these were just rectangles, but they're actually tapered more than I was realizing. So what I think I'm going to do instead is I'm going to draw a flat plane like this. I'm going to take that plane and I'm going to raise it up to where I want to cut those legs off, like there. I'll slide those back in like that. I'll grab all of this, say right click, intersect face with model, get rid of this, and then get rid of everything below here. And there, that's better. That's going to keep these pieces lined up, because when I pushed all that stuff around, I just kind of made a mess. I definitely made things harder for myself when I did that. So this is going to make it a little bit easier, because now I can just, to close this up, this should go fairly, as I say, should. It doesn't snap to where I thought it would. But, what's life without a little bit of challenge? Easy. That's what it is. It's easy.
Yeah, who wants it easy? It's not it's not as satisfying when you finish,
Did Abe Lincoln have it easy? No. All right, let's just close up this back all together. So I think what we can do is we can come across like this. Yes, come across like this. I'm drawing a line, and then see it's breaking. So then if I draw this to here, it should close up, but didn't. Did I click wild? Sometimes I click a little crazy. Sometimes I get going and the brain takes off, and all right, now we'll go from here to here. Huh. Interesting. Okay, what about from here to here? Something's... What? I don't even know how I do the things I do sometimes.
I thought that was supposed to be a rectangle. What happened?
It was. I don't...
That is very weird.
Oh, it's not... This whole thing is out of whack. That is a technical term. I'm just gonna keep this. I'm gonna take this down to here.
A lot of people in the chat saying they don't really use 3D Warehouse because they just build it from scratch themselves. And maybe in this case,
probably
that
would have been the way to do it. So I should have just kept it simple. I was trying to get fancy. There we go. That's pretty much all we need. And okay, good enough. That is enough for what we're doing. All right, and now it's going to get... So I just saw some hidden geometry coming through here. Okay, now I'll take that. I'm gonna drop that in here. Sorry, I should have called that one, or just dropped that a little bit quicker than I did. But you know. All right, so I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna replace the brown with our same window color.
Oh man, it's a nice accent piece.
It's something. It says things. Let's get rid of geometry. All right, so that's in there. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Does anybody know what this kind of phone is called? I know it's a what do you call that style of phone?
Old?
Words. Old? Okay.
Not super old, because then that would be a...
It's not rotary. Yeah,
rotary.
That's the word I know.
Okay. Touch tone?
Old touch tone phone. As soon as I find it, somebody will chime in with the exact name. Okay.
Okay, so touch tone is not it.
Old phone. Okay, we're close. That's pretty well. I mean, let's get some a little more real looking. Do we get anything? Touch tone. Push button.
Push button phone.
See, this would be it if
it didn't have the rotary.
Right. Old button phone. How's that? No, it's called a 1970s phone, everybody.
Oh.
Ugh.
Old, hashtag old. So anybody who's saying
old
wasn't the one to look for.
All right.
Old the phone. So
nice. All right. So this is actually, I'm gonna give props to whoever this is, because this is actually pretty well put together. Geometry's nice on here. It's not too heavy. Instead of creating the coils, they just made a wider piece. That's awesome. I'm gonna just take that, and I'm gonna take the whole thing. The only thing I'm seeing is some face fighting where the little tag is down here. So I kind of think I don't really care about this. So I'm gonna fix it by getting rid of it altogether. All right, and I'm gonna take the whole thing. Take the whole thing, and I'm gonna flip it, because in the picture the cord's hanging off this side. So if I just take that, we'll flip it along the red axis. I'll slide it over here. There we go. And then we'll give it that nice teal color. All right, so I'm gonna go grab, a material from here, which is called plastic. I'm gonna grab this green color and apply that to everything that's connected.
Looks like touch tone is the consensus. We also have handset phone, push button phone, desk phone, trim phone.
I found it. I found my way through. All right.
It's in there somewhere.
So there's a lot of layers. This is groups.
That's just model organization, baby.
It is. It is very. It's not solid. You cannot print this phone, but who wants to do that?
You cannot print this phone.
Hashtag print this phone. All right. There we go. All right. And I just grabbed that default green, but we can of course fix that just like we fixed all the other colors. We'll fix it real good. I can go here to home, grab this, and just come in here and teal it up a little bit. You know, the weird thing is like that doesn't look like it's not a real. That looks like it could really be that.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe that phone doesn't exist.
You get a second line phone for your teenager, you know?
That's right.
And it's like, hey.
This looks like a wine bottle lamp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's really what it is, but that's what we're gonna go look for. I'm gonna save to the warehouse. So I gotta say, I heard people saying that it's easier a lot of times to model something than to use the warehouse, and I get it. There's a lot of a lot of times where that is the case, but a lot of times it depends on what you're using it for too. Wine bottle warehouse. I said warehouse and then typed it.
Oh man, it's Friday. Everyone's looking for the wine bottle warehouse.
So Friday. All right, Len. You know what? I'm just gonna go grab a big wine bottle and a lampshade. Where's it? Give me a big one. Give me a big old wine bottle. I should put big.
What are those called? I think there's a name for those, like 1.5
ones.
liter
That's
wine
it.
bottles.
Oh, these like this. Big bottle rack. See?
I don't even own a bottle, let alone many bottles, which would necessitate a rack.
A rack. What am I going to do with a bottle rack? All right, I'm just going to grab one of these and stretch it a little bit. I'm going to go with the classic red wine bottle shape. And so as I was saying, the phone was really great because the size was perfect. This one.
You said you wanted a big bottle.
It's a floor lamp.
Colin in the clutch with it. Those are called Magnum bottles, the big bottles. This is like an extra duper, super duper Magnum over here.
Yeah, this is a live-in wine bottle. All right, we're gonna delete that and let's try that one more time. Let's try Magnum wine bottle. Thank you. Magnum wine bottle. Should have stuck with what I had first. All right, I'm taking the big bottle rack, and I'm just going to grab a waddle off the bottle. Man. Now, is it Friday? It's Friday at 1:22. That doesn't seem impressive. All right, so I'm going to come in here, cut that out of there, go over here, paste it, and then we're going to get it upright. Where are you?
That was weird.
I got a little clicky.
Oh.
Wait, that time I don't know what happened though. It went back here again. Huh. You're a troublemaker, aren't you? All right, I'm gonna come in here and clean this up. I'm gonna get rid of the label. The label's on its own. Whoops.
Oh.
Well, that's not gonna work.
No.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually use this to my advantage. So I'm gonna rotate on the green axis to get this. Whoops. Rotate on the green axis to get this, to the red axis, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with the red axis from here to here. Snap that onto green. Then I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna move it vertically down to here. And get rid of that.
Close enough.
Mm-hmm. What is happening? Oh, are you glued?
Oh, interesting.
Unglue. All right, let's try exploding. Huh. That was odd. It is snapping back to the origin. So I don't know what that was, but it's gone now. All right. So there's the beginning of our wine bottle lamp, or our wine bottle. Yeah, I said that right. Don't argue with me. Lamp. I'm talking to myself. All right, let's go get just a simple lamp shade. I like that one. All right, I'm gonna download that. Just drop it right here. Cut that. Throw the rest back. Paste it. And let's see where we want to grab that by. Whoa. All right. I think that'll work. It's not purple though. Oh, but you know what we can do, because we have this again. So this is now, all right, so here's the thing that's happening. As I'm pulling these different pieces in from 3D Warehouse, every time I pull something in that has materials in it, that material then becomes part of my model. So what I'm gonna have to do, if I am doing this, is another reason that I always suggest pulling it into a separate model and analyzing it real quick before you pull it into your main model. So again, don't do what I do. But I think one of the things that we'll have to do in this case is go to our model info. We'll go to statistics and hit purged unused. And when we do that, that will get rid of unused components and unused materials. There we go. See that shrunk up? Much better.
Nice.
All right. So okay, so there's that material. I think that's this. Maybe? Nope, it's not that.
Oh, there it is.
Right up. Okay. And we'll just give that a pretty purplish tint. Oh my gosh. It's so much.
You don't realize how many things are purple when you watch The Simpsons. It's like, oh.
Now when you do, you'll be like purple, purple, purple. Right, I want to try to give it its own color a little bit, but I don't love that at all. Okay, so there we go. Looking good. Let's grab a quick floor lamp and drop it in here. So I'm going to go right back into 3D Warehouse, save, and then we'll go into 3D Warehouse.
Good.
And let's find a floor lamp.
We had a question on YouTube from Jay about 3D Warehouse models, and why is it that when you download it, the move point isn't on the object, like the placing point where your cursor is not attached to the object? Why does that happen sometimes?
That all comes down to who modeled it, because as the creator of the model, you have the ability to make whatever point you want that origin point. So most likely they modeled it, didn't set an origin point, and just uploaded the model all by itself, which means that it's the origin. So wherever they modeled it in reference to the origin, that's where you're moving it from, which is not the ideal way to do it. So that's probably why.
Let's see if this one's off the origin. Oh no.
Yeah, we'll place it.
Pretty close.
So that's my origin point inside there. So I click in, it's right there. So it may have been modeled next to the origin originally. What you can always do is you can come into this. So this is what I would say to do, is either take it and place it right on the origin in a spot that makes sense, or put it in a container and then go to Tools, Axes, and then pick a spot that you want the origin to be. Something like this. I would probably say the middle of, I don't know what geometry I'm inferencing here. So, but try to find the middle of that circle down there and then make like that the origin. That way, when you go to move it, or if you drag it in originally, that'll be the origin placement. So when you come in here and drop it in, you would click to that. So I know this isn't perfect, but we got something close. Oh, look at that. The stand is purple. Oh, man. All right, well, let's there's some purple on there. There we go. And then what do we got up here? Some blue with a orange lampshade. So I'm gonna grab that. Grab my sofa color. Really tie it together. And then for all of these pieces, I will use something pretty. There we go. Oh, it's so bad. It's just so bad. It's beautiful. All right, there we go. There's our floor lamp. Okay, that wall's done. The only other thing that's on there is this image. So what I'm thinking is, let's see where we get the best picture of it. I guess that's this. I think I am going to do a screen grab of, oh, it's not straight. It's not straight. All right. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do a screen grab of this. Now I'm going to go grab a frame off of Warehouse. Let's make it a wood picture frame. Something that looks like it's about the right aspect ratio. This looks nice, but this is just far too fancy for the Simpson household.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, see, I like that. That looks. It's simple. It's super simple. Like actually, we could have drawn that probably pretty darn quick. All right, but I'm going to grab this. I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to stand it up. I'm going to turn it the right way. And we're going to drop it by the back, right up on here. All right, that's not too bad. It looks like it's a little bigger, so we will scale it up just a touch. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to push this back. Actually, yeah, let's just get rid of that. I don't even know what that is. I don't need glass. Glass broke on this frame a long time ago. All right, so I'll go. I'm going to take what is going on here. Got some extra geometry there I want to get rid of. There we go. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to take just this back face right here. And I'm going to File, Import. And I'm going to grab my screenshot. Which number was that? I've done a lot of screenshotting here today. So
the top one, I think.
9. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to import it as a texture. I'm going to apply it right onto this rectangle. And that's fine. It doesn't matter. There we go. Because then first thing I'm going to do is go to texture, position this, and I'm going to bring it down about where it goes. And then I can use this to scale it down. And I can rotate it ever so slightly. And all right, I'm going to, oops, let me hit that and grab this, slide it out. All right, there we go. Cool.
Nice.
Slide that back in the middle. It's coming together. It is all coming together. Okay, so the big things we still got, I'm going to leave the TV for last because that's going to be fun. Let's get a doorknob. Let's get a, what color is this doorknob? Let's see. Oh, look at that.
Hard to tell.
What happens if you search for a purple doorknob? I mean, I'm just curious.
Purple doorknob sounds like it's slang for something.
It does. Totally inappropriate to have typed that, by the way. Just got put on a list on 3D Warehouse. All right, so I just want a simple doorknob. I'm just gonna grab this one right here. Good, download it. Okay, slap it on the door. Okay, so this is another instance of that placement was not where it should have been, but we make it work, don't we? Whoops. Get back on the door. There we go. Slide it over, slide it down, slide it over. And let's just fill it. Just stop thinking and just paint things purple.
We also did have a question from Bill about the file size based on the 3D Warehouse download. So I wonder, like, when you're done, if you can look at the statistics in the file
Remind
size.
me, and we'll go back and look. All right. So I was saying, I think for this thing, I'm just going to make it real quick because, well, I guess we can go look. Let's go look for a
purple bookshelf.
Enter, short to shelf. Is that a hutch? We'll try bookshelf. All right, short bookshelf. Yeah, I'm thinking too much. And what color is that? Well, silly question, of course. So it does have, I'm just gonna modify this a little bit. We could go try to make this work. I said it would not be a hard thing to actually create, but I'm gonna go with what we got here. And it is purple. It looks like it's the same purple as this purple, which I don't remember if that's the same purple I used on the trim.
Yeah, it comes in a set.
There you
You
go.
get the windows and the bookshelf all in one.
All right. Whew. Looking good, Simpson house. Okay, let's drapes. Let's get some quick drapes. This is definitely a thing that is worth grabbing off 3D Warehouse. What I would recommend is if you do stuff like put drapes into interior design, something like that, find ones you like, save it into your own collection so you can grab them later on. Drapes are something that you can geek out on in SketchUp, and maybe that's a fun thing to do. But if you just need something that looks like drapes, curtains, whatever you want to call them, on your model, just download them. You could spend too much time. But by that same factor, you could also download something that is as big as the rest of your model if you do this. So be conscious either way. So let's see. Curtains with rod. That looks good.
Yeah.
All right. That passed the stringent test we just put it through. Looks good. Shrug. Yeah. Shrug.
Yeah, the color even looks pretty close.
It doesn't look far off either. Yeah. So we'll drop that down a little more. I'm going to come into this. I'm going to grab just the bottoms. Oh, I have to come in a little more. Bring those up. And of course, come in here and color the rod purple. Looks good. All right, I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy it over to here. So this does have a gluing mechanism in here. So it is using glue 2 to put that where it's supposed to be. All right, so I'm going to do that. Let's see. Slide that this way. Slide that this way. Shrink up that a little bit. Whoop. Let it go. All right, slide that over. Are those a lot higher? The drapes go up higher? It's hard to tell. Oh, there we go. Well, I didn't bend them back, but they do go, they're definitely shorter. Which is going to be an issue because if I do the same thing and I grab the bottom of these and I move them, it's going to move them over on the other one too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to say make unique. Make unique. That's odd.
Yeah.
Okay. Undo. All right. I'm going to cheat this a different way. I'm going to take this, I'm going to scale it, and I'm going to squash it up a little bit. Oh! I'm going to make this one unique. And then I'm going to come in here and grab this and this.
Nope.
I should be able to scale it now, right? Nope.
Because you're on the inside of the unique one now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Make unique again. Now I can squash it up. Okay. The power of components working just exactly how they're supposed to. All right. We're almost there. This is all coming together. Rug. Let's see if we have a nice oval rug. That's close. But see, I think with any of these, I'm not going to probably get the colors coming in the way I want.
Yeah.
All right. This is a simple enough shape, so we'll just do this. I'm going to start with a rectangle, make it how big I want the rug. And then same thing I was doing before. Matt was asking me about this. I'm going to draw a line right down the middle. I'm going to put a circle from here to here. And that's going to let me just grab this half right here, slide it straight out to there. I did that off axis. Hold up. Let me draw it again. Circle from here up to here. There we go. Grab this piece, slide it out to here. Grab this piece, copy it straight over to here. Get rid of all this, 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 get rid of all this. All right. And then we have 3 colors on there. 4. Pink, purple, blue, pink. So what we got to do is do some offsetting. Actually, yeah, let's do this. Double click, double click. Nope, went too big. Let's go a little bit smaller. Double click, double click. Too small. Boom, that's the one.
Nice.
All right, so you see I am getting this Z fighting. I'll fix that in just 1 second. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to throw down, to start, we'll grab my carpet material. That was this one. Yep. And then I'm going to go, okay, grab that. I'm going to duplicate that. Okay. And I'm going to put that here, 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 and here. And then we'll change that color to, what was it first? Pink. Out to here. Okay.
Nice.
And then duplicate it again. And I could name that too, but I'm going to make this one purple. So I'm going to grab this one, apply it to this one right here. And then again, I can double click, say drag that on over to purple. And then one more time, we'll do it for teal.
Do it for teal. Yeah.
Like that old Disney movie, right? Yeah. Double click, and we'll take that up into the tealy place. There we go. And again, to get that so it doesn't Z fight, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pull it up exactly that much. And I'm going to triple click everything, and I'm going to soften the heck out of it. Just more, just more softening. There we go. don't know why, but I had a... there we go.
Nice.
All right, and then probably triple click and make that into a separate group. So I can move it around if I need to. But you can see by giving it a little bit of depth, it eliminates the Z fighting, but it also makes it look kind of like a rug rather than just a sticker on the ground. So there we go. All right, get it back there. Let's get some TV in here. We're going to go with the technical search terms of big old TV. Let's see what happens. That's a Sony Bravia. Okay. Apparently old isn't recognized. Big old TV. Here we go. Now we're seeing stuff. Some? What? These are houses. There's TVs in them somewhere. Okay. So that did not give me what I was hoping for. What do we call it? Let's big tube TV. Disappointed. How much time do we have left? We have 15 minutes left.
Are you going to model it from scratch?
It's just such a cool thing. Yeah, we're going to model from scratch. Okay. I'm going to model it right here next to this thing. So I'm going to model it about the same size. So I'm just going to go clickety here, and I'll take it and slide that over. And then we'll pull that out. All right. And then I'm going to offset that this much. Bring it down like that. Get rid of that, get rid of that. A little circle. Right there. To there. And then a rectangle right there that apparently has some, I don't know what this is supposed to even be. A vent?
Yeah. Heat fins, is that a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And then what I'm going to do is, this is going to be a multi-step process, but I'm going to offset this shape a significant amount, connect the corners together like this. So I can take that and I can move it straight back. I'm going to go a little deep, because what I want to do then is take these pieces make that into a group. And I'm going to slide this off to the side to do this. I'm going to take a sphere. So I'm going to go circle right here, circle. That was weird. Right here, take this circle, follow me, this circle. I have a sphere. I'm going to take that sphere and I'm going to scale it in ways it never knew it could be scaled, like that, like that. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to try to line it with the sphere as much as I can. So I take the middle here, and then on the red axis, let's get our hidden geometry. And then we'll line that with the middle like that. And then we'll take the middle here. We'll move that vertically so it lines with the middle here. And then we'll take that and we'll slide it okay, we'll take this and slide it forward until we get a good rounded over intersection. All right, now we'll grab both those. Explode. I could have done that with extension, but sometimes I like not using extensions because it's fun for me. And then I'm going to say intersect with model. And then I can get rid of most of what's left. Just deleting the pieces to make it easier to grab this. And then we can actually get rid of this too. And that. Move that right back into the face of the TV.
Nice.
And geometry off. And then I'm going to model this all as one. Well, no, we'll grab that. I'll put a couple. I'll put a square right here, and then a circle right here. Because I want this to be the same. And bring that down, and you can see it kind of flares out a little bit. So I'm going to come down like this, and I'm going to grab that and slide it to the right slightly, and then I'm going to slide it forward slightly, and then I'm going to grab that, just that, and then we're going to mirror that, copy of that to the middle here. That doesn't seem right. All right, let's try going this way first. We're going to go both ways eventually, but let's make a copy of that. And right there, yes. And then copy those two. Let's try the top here. Where's the middle point? That looks better. All right, there we go. So there's our tube TV. And I feel like we got 10 minutes left. So let's color it real quick. Oh, I'm gonna hold up. Bring this on.
By the way, folks in the chat did say that that's a speaker on the bottom.
Ah, that makes some sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Just blaring that monster speaker. What did I just do? What am I doing? Where am I?
How are you?
How am I? All right, there we go. So, okay, I'm just going to push these back in, and I'm going to push them in slightly different lengths each, so we keep some a little bit of relief in there.
Yeah, it's a relief.
There we go. That's a relief. Man, he's just good. He's just good. All right. This is large, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my purple. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's the wrong. Whoa, what? Give me my purple, man. Teal. Why are you tealing me up? All right, we'll be back for teal in 1 second. All right, and I'll grab that teal, and then I don't know, knobs are teal. No, they're like dark teal. Oh. Just a slave to perfection. My own, not even close. That is not even close. But all right, there we go. And I'm just going to grab all of these faces and then put that same color on there. And then let's grab like this color.
What is it about the colored pencils or the crayons that is just like so much more appealing than the regular like color swatch?
I don't know, but it's definitely
it.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna grab that, make that a group, and do a super fast. I'm assuming this is a VCR. Does it have a? Yeah, it has the slot in the front, so definitely a VCR. Pull it up like that, and then I'm gonna put a VCR slot like that. Put a circle right here. Put a circle right here. And then I got some buttons down here. Option here, divide by 5. All right, and I'll pull this out that much. Grab all of it and color it with like a blue-gray color of the buttons. I'm going to deselect it, and I'm going to come in with a darker color and put that on the body. There we go. Triple click. Make that its own group. All right, and one last, I got to do it. I got to do these squiggly antennae. All right, so same thing. We'll go here, circle this way. Circle this way. I only need half this circle, so I'm just going to go from here to here. Or that. Oops, nope, I want that part. Grab this. Follow me this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And just close the bottom up like that. Same color. And then I'm going to do, let's do a freehand line. Oops. Something that means I got to pick the freehand command. All right. We'll go 1, 2. I do have to admit, I have thought about how I would model these in the past. So
yeah, there you go. Freehand squiggle does the trick.
Thought. Yep. I'm going to pull that back so it's even with this one. Slide it in. I'll grab both of those. Get them about in the middle. Okay. And then they have little balls at the end too, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One more sphere and then we're done. Circle on the ground. Circle upright. Grab this. Follow me. Click that. Get rid of that. Make that into a group. Shrink it. Grab it by an arbitrary point, very carefully selected arbitrary point. Get it on there. Copy it and stick it on there. All right, there we go. And I'm going to grab all of that, make that into a group, which I can slap up here, probably scale it just a touch, several touches. And we'll put that right on top of the VCR. We'll grab all of that, make it a group. We'll put that in our living room. Take that back. I'm going to scale that down a little bit.
Yeah, this room wouldn't be complete without a tube TV. So
that's right.
It's really bringing it home.
All right. There you go. Slap that back against the wall. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I like the way that turned out. That was a fun little model. That was a fast, fun. Whoop, I'm in the wall. That was a fun, fast model.
Yeah, good mix of techniques. You know, drawing the walls, doing some 3D warehouse stuff, some modeling from scratch. So, yeah, I like it. How do you think it turned out?
Oh, that was pretty fun. That was a fun one to do. I'm wondering one thing, just before we call this done. No, I don't have it all. I was going to grab a picture and then drop it in here to make it look like that room was behind it, but I don't actually have one over here. So we're just going to leave it like that. We're going to leave it like that. That looks good. No, I think that turned out pretty cool. Let me clean up my graveyard here. Clean up my Tyson yard, and then put that right there. Sri gets to hang out in the Simpson household. There we go. Look inside there. Oh yeah.
Peeking in the window.
Peeking in on the Simpsons. There we go. Yeah. Question is going to be how do I thumbnail this thing? Because do we go with the sitting on the couch view or?
I feel like you kind of got the classic view from the intro, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Section cut for the wall or something.
Yeah.
But then you don't get the window. There you go. Randor said we need the music, so there you go. You got it.
Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Awesome, cool. Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll chop it off and we'll get a straight on. Oh, maybe
you could do one from the other. You could do two, one from one angle, one from the other angle.
That's true.
If you wanted. But yeah. I think this was a great model. Great,
cool.
Great work by you. Oh, did you want to check the file size?
Let me save that. Let me purge once more because I don't remember when the last time I did it was.
I think it's also purge on Hues is now in the file menu as well, if I recall correctly.
Oh, that could be.
But I know old habits.
Yeah, it's
edit maybe. Yeah, there it is. Purge unused assets. Right below delete guides.
Delete guides. I haven't used that command. Oh, there it is. Yeah. what is it?
Guides. What is this guide?
Guide. Let me check. Let's check. How big did this turn out? Simpson living room. It is 56 megabytes. So there you go. I have a feeling that, I did duplicate several photo-based materials. So each one of these is their own material now. So I did do that. That definitely contributes. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing these not super high quality drapes or curtains are probably, let's see. They're not terrible, actually. So I don't think there's anything. I guess the heaviest thing in here is probably this couch or maybe this lamp. That is a lot of detail lamp. So
it doesn't seem like it's like 20 megabytes worth.
But it's not ridiculous, no.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling it's mostly materials.
Mm-hmm.
Because, so this one carpet, where do you come from? There we go. So this material, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times is in here. I didn't notice this, but I actually grabbed this material and dropped it on here. So I made that same PBR material twice there. Where else do I have a PBR material? Oh, on the wood. So,
but especially with the new graphics engine and the optimizations that have come over the last couple of versions, I feel like 50 megabytes is kind of a small file, honestly, for these days.
So we regularly see people in the forum coming up with several gigs of a file. And granted, they're there figuring out why it's not working very well, but it would be pretty easy to make this 3-4 times bigger. But yeah, not bad at all. Cool. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's 2:00. We're right on the money. We're at a minute over now. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. This was a cool one. Like Matt said, do leave us a comment. Or if you're watching this later and you come across this, leave us a comment under the video. Let us know of a thing you think would be fun to model or a type of workflow you think would be good. If it's not something we do in a live stream, it might be something we do in one of our shorter videos. We want to make sure that the content we're making is the content you guys want to see. So let us know in the comments.
100%. Yeah, we're here for you. That's what these videos are for. So yeah, we appreciate all the comments and everything today. So yeah, thanks for joining us and sticking with us, folks. And of course,
what are we doing next week?
Yes, we have a plan for next week. I'm pulling it up as we speak.
We're both caught off guard because I'm just gonna admit something to you guys. We're gonna get real for a second. For probably a couple of years, our content was coming out. We would pick a thing to model on Wednesday for Friday. I would be recording Tuesday's model on Monday afternoon, but we're actually getting better. We're maturing, and we sat down and we made up a month and a half of content. So it's 2026. It's a new year. We're trying something different.
That's right.
So what are we doing? What are we doing next Friday?
Yeah, it's going to be a really good one. It's the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
That's right. Some classic architecture.
How is Aaron going to tackle the Leaning Tower of Pisa? How will he lean it? Probably the rotate tool, but who knows?
Like this. Looks good to me.
But yeah, no, that'll be a good one for sure. Iconic piece of architecture out of Pisa, Italy.
Pisa architecture. It's going to be good. And we'll make lots of jokes about pizza and how I'm going to be hungry for pizza afterwards because we keep saying pizza over and over again, but it'll still be fun despite that.
Spoilers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's call it here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay sane, stay safe, and come back here next week, and we'll do some more modeling.
Yeah, love it. Thanks. Take it easy.